Hey guys, R4GE VipeRzZ, and today I'm going to show you how you can speed up Windows 11 if it's running a little slow on your computer. So the first thing we can do is we can disable some startup programs to make your computer start up faster. So to do that, if you come to search and you search for Task Manager and you open the Task Manager app up, then along the left hand side, if you come down to this icon here, the Startup Apps icon, if you click on it, it will then show you all of the startup apps that you have enabled at the minute. So if they are disabled, then that means they are not going to run at startup, and if they are enabled, then they will start at startup. So for example, for me, I do not use OneDrive, and as you can see at the minute it is currently enabled, and that has a high startup impact. So if we just right click on it and then click disable, the application will no longer start on startup. So once you've gone through and disabled startup programs that you do not need, you can then close Task Manager. Now the next thing we can do is we can disable animations and other effects to make Windows 11 run faster. If we come to Start and then search for Control Panel and we open Control Panel up, if we then click on System and Security and then click on System, and then in the window that appears, if we then click on Advanced System Settings, in the System Properties window that appears, if we then come to the Performance section here and we then click Settings, you can then come to this option here that is Adjust for Best Performance. So if we click on that, now for me, I like to go for Best Performance and then turn back on Smooth Edges of Screen Fonts and Smooth Scrolling List Boxes. Now it is up to you what you turn back on, but those are the two that I like to have on. So with those options selected, if we now just click Apply, as you can see, the appearance of Windows has changed slightly and it should be easier for your computer to run. So now we can close all of those windows down, and the next thing we can do is we can disable transparency. So to do that, if we right click on the background and then click Personalize, if we then click the Colors option, and then as you can see there is the Transparency Effects option here. So if we change it from on to off, transparency will then be turned off, so then it should be easier for your computer to run. Now the next thing we can do is we can adjust our power plan settings, just making sure that we are on the power plan that is the best performance. So to do that, if we come to Search again, and we open up Control Panel again, and this time in Control Panel if we just search for Power, and you should get the power options appearing here. So if we go into power options, your computer will most likely be selected on balanced by default, and along with balanced there should be some other power settings. So usually there is a high performance and there is a power saving. Now if all you can see is power saving, just make sure you come down to show additional plans and you expand it like so, and high performance may be in it. So if there is a high performance option, I would suggest selecting that. Now it may mean your computer may use more power, so if you're on something like a battery, maybe don't turn it on, but if you're plugged into the wall and have wall power, then I would suggest putting your power option onto high performance. So now we've set the power options, the next thing we can do is we can disable the Get Tips feature of Windows 11. So by default, Get Tips will be enabled in Windows 11 and Windows will try to monitor what you're doing and give you tips. However, I do not find these to be useful, so let's disable them to try and free up some performance. So to do that, if we come to Start and then Settings, and then on the left hand side if we click on System, and then if we click on Notifications, and then in Notifications if we scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says Additional Settings, and we click on Additional Settings and then scroll down even more, you then should be able to see an option that says Get Tips and Suggestions when using Windows. So if we untick that, then Windows should no longer be monitoring us to try and give us tips. So now we can close that window. And the last thing that we can change is we can disable game mode. Now if you play games, I wouldn't recommend disabling it, it probably will help you if you are playing games, but if you do not use your computer for games, then disabling game mode may help free up some performance, as it will not need to reserve any of your computer's resources. So to do that, if we come to Start and we come to Settings again, and this time if we just search for Game Mode, you should have an option for Game Mode settings, so if we open that up, you can then change game mode from on to off like so. So guys, hopefully those tips have helped you speed up your Windows 11 installation. If you liked the video, don't forget the like button. If you dislike to hit the dislike button, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you another time. Bye.